You just finished a jar of salsa. You rinse it out, toss it in the blue bin, and feel that warm, fuzzy glow of being an environmental hero. But what if I told you that jar is likely going exactly where you didn't want it to go? The landfill. In the US, there is a hidden reality behind that blue bin. And for glass, recycling is kind of a lie. Welcome back. Today we're talking about glass. On paper, it is the superhero of materials. It is infinitely recyclable. You can melt it down and remake it a million times without losing quality. But in practice, the system is broken. While countries like Switzerland are recycling nearly 90% of their glass, the US is hovering around a pathetic 31%. Why is there such a massive gap? It turns out the villain in this story isn't the glass, it's the truck that picks it up. First, let's look at what should be happening. Glass is made of sand, soda ash, and limestone. When you recycle it, you get what's called cullet, basically crushed glass, ready to be melted. Unlike plastic, which degrades every time you recycle it, eventually turning into cheap carpet or park benches, glass is permanent. A glass bottle can become another glass bottle forever. Plus, using recycled glass is way more efficient. It melts at a lower temperature than raw materials. Research shows that for every 10% of cullet used in production, energy costs drop by about 2 to 3%. Overall, using recycled glass cuts energy consumption by roughly 40% and reduces air pollution by 20%. So, if the material is perfect, why are we burying it in the ground? The problem is single-stream recycling. This is the system most of us have in the US. You put paper, plastic, metal, and glass all in one big bin. It's convenient for you, but it's a death sentence for glass. When that recycling truck picks up your bin, it compacts the load to fit more in. Crunch. That salsa jar? It just shattered into 1,000 jagged pieces. By the time the load gets to the sorting facility, that glass isn't a bottle anymore. It's shards mixed with sticky soda residue. These shards get embedded in the paper and cardboard, making the paper unrecyclable too. It's a contamination nightmare because it's so hard to separate these tiny broken pieces. About 60% of the glass sent through single-stream systems in the US ends up being thrown away or used as daily cover, which is just a fancy way of saying they crush it and spread it over the landfill to keep the smell down. That is not recycling. Now let's look at the alternative. If you go to Germany or Switzerland, you won't usually put glass in a mixed bin. You walk it to a community drop-off point. This is called multi-stream recycling. You separate clear, green, and brown glass before it gets collected. Because it never touches the compactor truck and never mixes with paper, the recovery rate is roughly 90%. It takes more effort from the citizen, but it actually works. In the US, we prioritized convenience over effectiveness, and the result is that we are essentially wish cycling our glass. So, is recycling glass a lie? Not if the system is designed for it. The material is amazing. Our laziness is the issue. If you want to make sure your glass actually gets recycled, check if your city has a separate glass drop-off center. If you take it there yourself, the odds of it becoming a new bottle skyrocket. If you learned something new about what's really in your trash, hit that like button. It helps the algorithm more than you know. And let me know in the comments. Would you be willing to sort your glass separately if it meant it actually got recycled? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.